Hey everyone. So next we move on to the next lecture in our economics series. To start off, let us have this quotation from Swami Vivekananda. All knowledge depends upon calmness of mind, Swami Vivekananda. We are not able to bring out the power from within us because our minds are not calm and quiet. It is easy said than done. How do you make our mind calm? You can try meditation, or you can try chanting, repeating the name of the God of your choice. Finally, if you really want to make your mind absolutely calm, then the only answer for this is God realization or self realization. Anyways, try your own methods and try to make your mind calm and quiet because a calm mind has power and can shape the world. Now, let us move on to our topic today. Equilibrium price and output determination in perfect competition. Let us see some introductory topics. What is a market? A market is a system in which there are both buyers as well as sellers, and they buy and sell a commodity or a service. Here, we are going to talk about the topic perfect competition. Now, what is perfect competition? Perfect competition, in perfect competition, you have large number of sellers and large number of buyers, and they sell homogeneous products. For example, farm products or agricultural products. You have many farmers, so that is the example for perfect competition. So these are the characteristics of a perfect competition. You have large number of sellers and large number of buyers. And you have homogeneous products. And there are no legal restrictions, so there is free entry and free exit of firms. Now let us look into the background information for perfect competition. So as I told you earlier, in perfect competition, there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers. So one buyer or one seller cannot influence the market price. So we consider the entire industry and we have the total market demand and total market supply to be considered when fixing the price. And here the firms are not concerned about price fixation, rather they change their outputs to maximize their profits. Now we have three aspects here: equilibrium price and output determination in perfect market is analyzed under three different time periods. The first one is very short run, the next is short run, and third is long run. So price determination in market period very short run. Now if you see the graph SQ, that is the supply curve, that is constant. Why is supply constant in very short run? For example, in very short run, dairy products or agriculture products, the stock is limited, so the supply is constant. Here you have an example of marriage houses. Here SQ is the supply of marriage houses. So marriage houses are nothing but wedding halls, and D1 is the demand for marriages. So D1 demand and SQ supply intersect at point M. And if you extend it onto the y-axis, OP1 is the price of the rental house. And for example, if in coming months there are no auspicious dates, then people tend to marry off the children in this period, and so the demand for wedding halls increases to D2. So when the demand increases to D2 and the supply is SQ, they intersect at point P, and when it is intersected point P, you extend it onto y-axis. OP2 is the price of the rental house. So this is demand determined price in market period. Now let us see the supply determined price in market period. Initially, for example, the supply is S2Q2 and we are considering audience, and D is a demand curve. This is the demand curve and this is the supply curve initially. Now, if you start exporting audience, then the supply falls down, so it comes down to S1Q1. S1Q1 is a supply and D is a demand curve, and they intersect at point J, and when you drag that line onto y-axis, OP2 is a price now. So this is supply demanded price and market period. So this is price determination in perfect computation for very short run. Now let us go to the price determination in short run. If you see this first graph, you have the entire industry. Why do you consider the entire industry? It is because I told you in perfect competition, one buyer or one seller cannot influence the price because there are large number of sellers and large number of buyers selling homogeneous products. For example, the farm products, you have large number of buyers and large number of sellers. So one firm cannot decide the price. So you consider the entire industry. And for example, DD is a demand and SS is a supply, and they intersect at point P. Now, let me tell you two important things here. If you want maximum profit, you should remember that you have to find the point where MR equal to MC to get the maximum profit. When MR equal to MC, you get the marginal profit. That is, when marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, you get the maximum profit. How is it that possible? So there is a small derivation for that. Here if you see, total profit is equal to TR minus TC, total revenue minus total cost. And this is a rule that for total profit to be maximum, the first order derivative must be 0. So I need to take the derivative of this equation. Dou P by dou Q is dou TR by dou Q minus dou C by dou Q equal to 0. As I told you, for total profit to be maximum, the first order derivative must be 0. So I'm taking the derivative on both sides, and when I just swap the equation, I get dou TR by dou Q equal to dou DC by dou Q. Dou TR by dou Q is change in revenue by change in quantity. It's MR, and RHS is nothing but MC, change in cost by change in quantity is MC. So MR equal to MC, that point where MR equal to MC is the point where I get maximum profit. Please put this in mind. Also, there's something important which I've tell you. When air is constant, MR equal to air, how do you prove this? For example, this is a number of units 1 to 5 and this is a total revenue. And how do I get average revenue? It is total revenue by number of units. So 5 by 1, 10 by 2, 15 by 3, 20 by 4, 25 by 5. This is my average revenue. And how do I get marginal revenue? It is change in revenue by the change in number of units. So initially it is 5, then it is 10 minus 5 by 2 minus 1 is 5. 15 minus 10 by 3 minus 2 is 5. I get MR. So if you see here, when AR is constant, it's 5 here. When AR is constant, AR equal to MR. So marginal revenue is equal to average revenue when AR is constant. So those 2 points are very important here. As I told you, this is the entire market demand curve and this is the entire market supply curve. We're considering the entire market and entire supply in the industry and not an individual firm, because there are a large number of buyers and sellers here selling homogeneous products, and no one buyer or one seller can determine the price. And so we are considering the entire industry. Now, where does SS and DD intersect? They intersect at point P. And when you extend it onto y-axis, it is OP1. OP1 is the price. When you say I'm charging this much price, you're getting that revenue. So this is OP1 curve also equal to AR curve. Just now I showed you that when AR is constant, AR equal to MR. So this AR line is equal to MR line. And I also told you that when you have the maximum profit, marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. So this is my MR line and this is my MC curve, and they intersect at point E. So at point E, I get the maximum profit because marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. And if I want to find the cost at this particular point, I need to extend it to AC curve. And if I need to find the revenue, I need to extend it to AR line. So it's already on AR line. So EM is my revenue. And what is my cost? I need to extend this point to AC curve. When I extend it here, and it's like NM is my cost. So EM is my revenue and NM is my cost. So the profit is EM minus MN, which is EN. So EN is my profit region and OM is my output. So this shaded rectangle P1ENT gives me the profit region and OM is my output. So this is pricing under perfect competition in short run. So let us now move on to pricing in the long run. So in the long run, you have many number of firms entering and exiting the industry. So basically this is the industry curve. S1S is my supply curve and DD dash is my demand. So they intersect at OP1. So OP1 is a price. And that is my price. So that is my price. So I'm getting that much revenue. So that is my AR curve. And when AR is constant, AR equal to MR. So that is the line. And for maximum profit, MR equal to MC. So this is long run marginal cost and long run marginal revenue. They intersect at point M. So if I want the cost, I have to extend it to AC curve. I extend it to LAC curve. So SQ1 is my cost. And what is my revenue? It's already on my revenue line. So MQ1 is my revenue. So MQ1 is my revenue. And I'm extending this to AC curve, LAC curve. So SQ is my cost. MQ1 is my revenue and SQ1 is my cost. So my revenue is more than cost, implying there are profits. So when there are more number of profits, then what happens? More number of firms join the industry. And so when more number of firms join the industry, more number of products are produced and the supply increases from S1 to S2. And now let us see what happens. SS2 is the supply curve and DD is my demand curve, and they intersect and you have OP2 as the price. And when you just cut it off here, you're charging OP2, so you're getting the revenue AR, and when AR is constant, AR equal to MR. and this is my LMC curve cutting here. So M is equal to M minus point N. So if I want to find the cost, what do? I need to extend it to LAC curve. So this is my LAC curve. I extend it here. So maybe this is my cost. And what is my revenue? NQ2 is my revenue. Now if you observe, cost is more than revenue. So what happens? There are losses. So firms start leaving the industry and supply drops back to SS. Now this is the supply curve and it cuts demand curve here. So OP naught is my price and AR is my revenue. AR equal to MR and this is my marginal cost here. So marginal cost and marginal revenue intersected point E. So EQ is my marginal cost and marginal revenue. So that is the equilibrium point. Marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. So that's the no profit, no loss point where firms in the industry come to the equilibrium state. So that ends the topic of perfect competition. And finally, all knowledge depends on the calmness of mind. Master your mind, make your mind calm, and the universe is yours. Thank you, Jai Swamiji.